What is up? It's your boy Johnny SHREVE, BB Pro, and Mr. Tell Like It Is. Welcome back to the channel. Today, guys, we are reviewing some Hollywood celebrity coaches. This time it's Don Saladino, Ryan Reynolds' coach for Deadpool 2. Sorry, guys, I can't find anything on him on Deadpool 3, and I don't know why. Either way, guys, I'll give you guys background here and why I do these. Okay, first of all, I'm an IFBB professional bodybuilder. I'm a strength and conditioning coach. I did that before I was coaching bodybuilding and even bodybuilding itself. And I'm an actor. Yes, I act. This summer I finished my second feature film. In both films I had big supporting roles and I did my own stunts. And I'm in my second season of filming the trades coming up this fall where I do all of my stunts. I got some skin in the game. So I do know a thing or two about what goes on, and I'm not just speculating. I've been on sets, a lot of sets, long days, long work hours. I know the kind of conversation I have with directors, so I'm not just kind of like saying, hey, this is what I think. It's like, no, this is exactly what's going on there. So guess what? I'm gonna look at this through the lens of an actual coach and an actor who does his own stunts and see if any of this stuff is actually relevant or is it Hollywood horseshit.
Ryan does a lot of his own stunts in Deadpool.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop you right there, guys. Okay, so first of all, you're seeing Ryan Reynolds do a back tuck. I can do back tuck. Actually, it's pretty cool. Now, Ryan Reynolds is directing and acting in his own flicks. So when it comes to the other people, the casting call goes out, you get a role, and depending where you're at on the roster in terms of like your name in the credits will kind of give you some kind of notoriety and importance. For me, when it came to this role that I did, and I can't really tell you much about it because there's some things that have to stay secret, contractual obligations. But for the role that I had, and when the director and I had a conversation about the role and about this specific character, there's a part of the character that I want to emphasize in terms of his overall look, his muscularity, etc. And I asked him like, hey, by the way, how do you want this character to appear on camera? Do you want him to be like a little more fuller or a little more lean? I told him like, yeah, the leaner I look, the more things will pop. So he's like, you know what? We would like him to be more ripped in a sense. So I'm like, all right, cool, awesome. So I will go to work and get my character into a place where he is more lean. My programming for myself was to, okay, I have this much time to get myself to lose this much weight, to look leaner. And then when I'm on set, when we start filming, I only have time to just sustain what I've been able to do. So you program, you train, and you get your body into a place what the director is looking for, what his vision is, you deliver that, and then you sustain that. Because you're not gonna be going to the gym all of the time, especially if you're one of those top 3 or top 4 people on the roster in terms of credits. You're there all of the time. Now I only have about like 12 shooting days, but those are 12 long ass shooting days, and then I have my rest of my life that I have to do. All right, here we go.
What I'm going to show you today is an all-in full body workout. This is our way that we can still go really heavy and focus on developing muscularity in the body, but also limiting the amount of time from set to set to make sure that we're getting a little bit of that metabolic effect, making sure that his conditioning is really optimal. The first thing that I really focus on with Ryan when he walks into a workout is his breathing. So
pretty sure by now you know who Ryan Reynolds is. And if you don't, you're living under a rock. We know all the movies he's playing in and played in and currently played in. He's doing his own stunts. He's flipping, jumping, diving, ducking, dodging, kicking, all the things in the world. And when he gets to the gym, we lie him on his back, put his knees up, and do some passive breathing. On. Really? This is not even that much time into this video and we already got nonsense. Is this not good to do? Not saying that. If I'm going in to prepare myself to do a workout that's supposed to be high intensity and whatever else, going into the gym and doing passive breathing on my back is not going to get me prepared to do so.
he's going to give me a 4-second inhale.
This is good to do breathing, and a lot of people need to focus on their breathing. But when it comes to breathing, for me, when I'm coaching somebody, I'm gonna coach them to breathe through their movements when they're doing a movement.
Rather than taking Ryan and throwing him on a bike or a treadmill, I really kind of dive in and look into the areas of his body that are a little bit tight.
Instead of taking Ryan into the gym and getting his heart rate going and getting his body warm, We keep him cold, sit him on his back, do breathing drills, and then have him roll over a roller like dough when he's doing wrong. Let me show you guys how you're supposed to do foam rolling. Literally, this is what he's doing. He's like this. He's like, here's what you don't do. Whee! Right? So what we want to do is this, right? The foam roller's job is to, because of the surface of the roller, in terms of like, it's gonna be able to hit acute positions where the muscles are knotted to make things simple. And when you're sitting here and I got my boy here and he's like, all right, man, you know what? Let me start rolling on here, right? And we're not gonna be rolling before we work, before we train. We're gonna be like doing some other things like dynamic warm-ups to get our body like prepared to go through, you know, some heavy lifting. You roll slowly, all right? And then all of a sudden, ooh, you hit this spot and you're like, oh shoot, that hurts. And it's like a pain of like 10. And you sit there until the 10 goes and subsides to like a 5. Because the roller's job is to basically get into that area where the muscles are knotted up, microfiber tears that your body goes through when it trains, and then it goes in and it lets the blood get in the area, and then you basically, the terminology is like, you basically get over top of it and let your muscles melt over the roller. So when I see a guy like this who's supposed to be like a celebrity trainer who knows all this stuff do it wrong, it makes me mad. He's training Ryan Reynolds, oh, he looks good, so he knows what he's talking about and do exactly what he does. And then I go to the gym, I literally see people taking a ride on the roller. 2, you're doing a workout where you're gonna be doing high intensity stuff for an actor that does his own stunts. Why are we wasting 9 minutes already doing passive stuff when we should be getting our body warm and prepared to go under a load of stress? Don't do this.
What we're doing now is we're really focusing.
Guys, there's nothing wrong with any of these exercises. The form of the foam rolling, whatever, and the breathing, that's not bad. And this is not bad either. Now, here's the thing though, like I get that they're like, you know, demonstrating this, but when it comes down to it, when you demonstrate something, demonstrate it right. When you're doing hip circles, we want full rotation, not these passive little tiny little circles. Now, we have done so far 1, 2, 3, 4 things and not done anything yet.
At that point, we go into the strength and conditioning.
Don said kettlebell swings, those are phenomenal kettlebell swings. Absolutely awesome. I'm gonna go back to that. I'll give credit where credit's due. Now let me tell you one thing he's not doing right, okay? He's putting it too high. His hip movement is good. All that movement's great, like where he's swinging. But you don't want, we're not doing, there's 2 types of like, you know, kettlebell swings. There's like the American kind and there's Russian. Regardless, how he's moving his hips is great. Let's just listen to see what he says about, you know, the his workout here.
Guys, but this is definitely one of my favorite ones, and why. This is a big way that we really focus on the core. This is another way that we get our body to be fast, but it trains the entire body. And it also gives you a little bit of that metabolic effect where the heart rate's up, and we're training the entire back side of the body, which is the posterior chain, which is the most important side of the body to train.
When you're doing a kettlebell swing, it's your hips are doing a majority of the work, right? You're not doing a front raise. You're not pulling the weight up. You're letting your hips do all of the work, generating force from the ground, and your hips throwing the weight up basically, and your arms are helping it guide it. Having said that, when you're doing kettlebell swings, when you're only doing 5 reps, then the weight should reflect the reps. So this is when, like you said, like, hey, should I be doing like heavyweight and low reps and lightweight and high reps? When you're doing 5 by anythings, you should be using a weight that reflects that, because you want to be powerful and fast. And the only way to be powerful and fast is to move heavy stuff quickly.
We're gonna go into a front squat. There's 2 different ways we can go about doing the front squat. We can go more of the powerlifting rack position, which is something that Brett and I both take, or there's nothing wrong with going more into what we...
It's like, we're gonna be demonstrating something you're saying, you're claiming to be a celebrity trainer or whatever. I put everyone on the same playing field. If you're giving out information to somebody to train or eat or whatever, you need to, in my eyes, do that shit next to perfect, because you're the one showing, you're the one leading by example. Number 1, there's the right terminology, or just a way to kind of say it so we don't mix people and being like, I'm gonna do the bodybuilder way. There's front rack position. Front rack position is basically your front squat. Why? Because you're racking it in the front, right? It's not a power front squat, it's front rack. And if you don't have the mobility to do it this way, which is the best way to do it, then you do it like this, which is not a bodybuilder way. It's just the way you do it because you don't have the mobility in your shoulders, and maybe your biceps are too big like mine and I can't get my arm back here and hold the weight there. And then I go through the same technique and points when I coach doing front squats. Keep your elbows up on the way up and up on the way down, meaning I want my elbows to be parallel to the floor at every part of the lift. Why? Because if it rolls down, guess what happens? The weight's in front of you. I'm not lying here, right? You're seeing what I'm seeing. Like maybe I'm seeing something different. I do this for a living. I turned my passion into a career and took my passion quite damn seriously. So when I decide to do anything, I'm gonna do it to the best of my ability. And I'm gonna do it so when people watch it, they'll be like, that guy looks a lot different than that guy because that guy looks as if he's doing it right. All right, I'm seeing a couple things wrong here with this thing. Like I'm picking this guy apart. And it's like, all right, let's just pause. Okay, so I want to look at this guy's hands right now. We're pausing on my man's hands, okay? When I talk about stacking the joints, and stacking the joints is one of the crucial, I would say, cues I give to people when they are training. It creates an alignment of stability and power. A lot of the times, we overemphasize this part of our body. We think too much about this when we're doing any kind of lifting. When it comes to back, shoulders, and chest, those muscle groups are primarily moving only this part of the body. This part of the body here is being moved by this tricep and this bicep. The tricep and bicep are responsible for this guy doing this and doing this and doing this. Pressing means we're just adducting the arm. The arms are doing this in the end. We want to make sure that this arm stays underneath or aligned with our shoulder the entire time. So when we're here, it's aligned. It should be sitting here. Why? Well, look what's underneath this part of my hand. Punching, open hand striking. What part do they say to hit with? This part here or this part here? When you make a fist, you do this and you punch from here because this part is aligned with the rest of the arm. I don't let things slide. That's the kind of coach I am. I don't let it slide. For me, shit trickles downhill. So if I expect myself to do it, I'm going to expect anyone who's being coached by me to do the same thing. Okay. Like this is just driving me insane. When we do pull-ups, you can see his alignment when he's doing a pull-up, all right? Let me just go back a bit here, guys. We basically start off this exercise doing kettlebell swings, ballistic, right? Dynamic movement. And then bench press, and then pull-ups. And we warmed ourselves up with lying on our back doing breathing exercises, doing cat-cow, and rolling uselessly over a foam roller. By the way, if you're an advanced lifter and you've been lifting for a while and you have more muscle mass on you, you need to be graduating to like a PVC pipe, something that's sturdy and hard. When I watch this pull-up, what are we seeing here, guys? I've coached enough. You guys watch my channel, what do I say? Right, we want to keep ourselves in alignment underneath, under control. This thing is coming out and in, swinging around.
Pull-ups, which is a lot of people, we're gonna use a band, literally giving you almost that slingshot effect to where it's able to bring you up to the bar.
We don't want to sling, I get what he's saying, but like sometimes people take words way too literally. I don't want to slingshot anybody. You know what slingshot means? That means it's like, whang, you're just flying up without control.
I've got 20 to 30 different variations of carries. The first one we're gonna start with is just a one-arm suitcase carry.
Ryan Reynolds is a action star who is going to be sometimes shirtless and then flipping around and doing stunts until his stunt double comes in and does the hard shit that he doesn't want to do because he costs way too much money. This workout is not happening by Ryan Reynolds. You know why? Because his training is going to consist of him doing hypertrophy, making his body look nice and sexy so when his shirt comes off and you're only in a frame from here to here most of the time and you're doing all the acting from here, you're only seeing shoulders, chest, neck, and like maybe back here and there. This does not help Ryan Reynolds perform. This does not get his body ready for Deadpool. This is a bullshit workout put together by another celebrity coach, Hollywood horseshit, for you guys to be like, oh yeah, for sure, Ryan Reynolds is definitely doing that. We're gonna finish off this workout with some farmer carries. I'm not gonna let him off the hook. You don't lift the damn kettlebell like that when you do, I can just, again, when we're talking kettlebells, I coach this stuff, okay? When we're doing kettlebells, anything, we wanna make sure we keep the kettlebells in, right? Because that bar is gonna sit right across that spot I was talking about, right here, and then your elbow stays in like this. We don't want it, we call it chicken wing. We don't want to chicken wing this thing. So you have to adjust your body in a way to create perfect alignment so it makes sense when you're doing any of the movement. Absolutely useless, doesn't work anything. All it's doing is making your shoulder tired for no reason.
You will not see me design a program and not have carries in that program at least one time a week.
That is a problem, right? When I hear coaches say like, hey man, every exercise is gonna have this 100% no matter what. I'm gonna have you doing some kind of, that is my staple. If someone asks me like, hey man, pharmacare is for like hypertrophy. It's like, okay, well, no. I mean, like you're getting a stretch, your traps are stretching, and it's not like you're walking like this and doing this when you're walking. But like if you're gonna do anything for kettlebells, if you do anything like that to help you with your traps, then you do trap workout and stand the hell still. And if you're gonna do pharmacare, you know what pharmacares get you good at doing? Pharmacares. If this was like back in the day when luggages didn't have rollers on the bottom of them. There's other ways to help with stability of your shoulder than doing pharmacaries.
It's working your shoulders, it's working your grip. One of the biggest bang for your buck movements that you can be doing.
It's not your bang for your buck movements you're doing. Perform this exercise in one big circuit? 5 of each? What's the time in between this? All right, repeat for 5 rounds using different carry variations each time at the end.
Workout, we may finish with some conditioning, maybe about 5 to 10 minutes of some, Airdyne bike, some Versa climber, something to really elevate the heart rate.
What? So you're gonna do that at the end? This is an actor that's doing his own stunts, jumping through windows, through cars, on cars, flipping, diving, ducking, dodging, and we're gonna do this little workout, and then we're gonna do some some conditioning at the end to get the heart rate up. Wouldn't the 5 rounds of this have your heart rate going? And if it's not, what are you talking about? Guys, this is nonsense. Individually, these workouts make sense on their own, but programmed together to apparently help a Hollywood megastar actor who does his own stunts prepare for a movie? I know exactly what we do for movies, for preparing for them. Maybe not what Ryan Reynolds does, but I damn well know what working with a stunt director is, working with a choreographer is. I know those things.
We've got Johnny hooked up. He's swimming in the air. He looks great. He looks like Superman. We're getting some pictures of him. 2, 1, action.
Do for bodybuilding helped out just like with my posture and stuff and doing certain things, and then just being able to torque my body certain ways. Being athletic and mobile really helped out with this. Like literally, if I wasn't, I would have had a hard time for sure. And this is not what's happening to get anyone prepared for a movie. We got some more Hollywood horse shit. If you want to do this exercise, take some of the exercises individually. Here's how you do this. Here's how you actually do this. You'd start off with a warm-up on the bike, and then you go through your sets of your pull-ups, your bench press, and then your kettlebell swings, which is the weirdest combination ever. Then we were done that, then you do some other stuff, and then you finish off with your cat-cow passive stretching after. I don't know, that's what I'm working with. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm just trying to give you an insight of what someone actually knows through experience. I'm not speculating. I've actually done this, and I'm still doing it. So if you guys have Crave and you're in Canada, tune into The Trades. It's already on first season. It's Crave's top original TV show, and we start filming season 2 in October. So your boy Marcus is reprising his role in the 2nd season, so hopefully you guys can watch it next year. But in the meantime, guys, you know how it is. Iron sharpens iron, progressive overload your life. In the meantime, watch out for the bullshit and keep June chasing. Peace.